Hi, this is Jen Walker, certified health coach, and I am meeting together with families today, and we were going to talk about the healthy habit of the month. So I'm going to share screen so you guys can see a little PowerPoint that we have that we put together. Okay, so I have some friends, some family and friends online, and I have Janelle and Laura who are joining us, and they have some family things to share as well. So last month we spoke about healthy sleep, and I'm not sure if anybody was able to incorporate anything to help improve their sleep last month, but I did work on things, and in fact I got myself some earplugs. I don't know why I hadn't ever really, I think I've had them once before but lost them, but I am so excited about using them so that I can get a nap in there if I needed to. Being a mom, I'm 5. And this is my family in the background. I'll introduce them in a little bit. So I just wanted to share with you guys the habit of this month. Obviously, we have a problem in America that the current state of America is kind of going in the wrong direction. And so we've been focusing on healthy habits. And, you know, in September, we focused on eating 6 small meals a day. October was water. November is sleep. And this month is December for quiet time, which I love because it can get so busy and crazy in the month of December. So, you know, there are playback options that I send out so you can review the other ones if you have missed them, just so you know. Okay, so with quiet time, I, think about breathing deep, and it's not something that really comes natural to me, but it's something that is really helpful when you're stressed in the actual moment, and also when you just are having that peaceful moment to breathe deeply. So that's something that's great. Another thing is, when I was pregnant, my brother-in-law, he told my kids to do what to mommy? See this picture?
To rub your feet if we want a girl, and to rub your back if we want a boy.
Yep. And so we had a boy. So they must have done one more than the other. And so that's something that's really relaxing to me. And when I have the time to set aside and have quiet time with a pedicure, I enjoy that the most. I love it. Another thing is, in our city, I don't know, there's some families probably from different cities, but in our city of Buena Vista, there are so many churches on like every corner, and on Chestnut is where I live, and there's like 6.
3, 4, 6.
I think there's 6. It's crazy. 7. So there's lots, and I love that. And so this picture down at the bottom talks about prayer. And prayer is another form of quiet time. Having that quiet time with you and God, and being able to really be at peace in any way that you want to. Okay, so this next slide, I wanted to have Janelle share with us how she finds quiet time. Thanks, Janelle.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Janelle Ehat, and I've got 7 little kids, and it's super quiet at my house right now because I only have 2 of my kids home, and one of them's taking a nap. So that's why I'm here by myself. But for me, I've got, like I said, 7 little kids, and so it's really hard for me to find quiet time for myself. I have to wake up really early in the morning before any of my kids do. So I'm up usually by 6:10, so I can go exercise at 6:30 in the morning. And I like to go running. I like to go out where it's quiet and crisp and the air is clear, and I get to just go out and be with my thoughts. So I will just, sometimes I'll listen to music. Sometimes I'll listen to scriptures. Sometimes I will, I'll just turn the music off and listen to the pounding, the rhythm of my feet and my breathing, and focus on breathing as I'm running. And sometimes I'll turn on the music and I'll blast it loud, and I will kind of rock out, and it's just kind of my own time. And I found that for me, it's, even though sometimes it's not quiet, it's quiet internal for me, because I can quiet all of the stress and all of the worry. I can think through my day and plan, and I just love it. So I start off my day with that me time, and so I can come back and start tackling the day because I've already started off on that good quiet note. So
thanks, Janelle. Great. So I wanted to cover a couple things, like what is meditation? Meditation is another form of quiet time, and it's the process of teaching principles that allow you to control your thoughts and focus your mind and concentration on one single phrase or idea. So I don't know if you've done this. There were some other thoughts about this specific item to where you can count your breathing to see how far you can get, or you can also, pay attention to the clock as an exercise to help increase the amount of time that you can spend on one idea. So I challenge you for this month and for this week, well, to incorporate quiet time, but also to focus on one single idea or thought and really spend time doing that. And then what about children? We're gonna learn a little bit about how quiet time can affect families too. And what does my child need to meditate? And so for children, all they need is to be by themselves, basically, and not necessarily any special equipment or anything like that. So that's something that all of us honestly can do. And another thing I wanted to talk about with that is that it is not something that comes natural to children in the same way. So I did want my kids to share some of their what they like doing for their quiet time, because from when they were little, would have them play in their room, and I'd call it room time, but it was like quiet time so that they could have their peace and I could have my peace. And it takes time and practice, and they get used to doing that. You guys, what do you like to do? If everybody could share quickly what you like to do for quiet time. You like to do that? Janelle's going to share that. Yep, you like counting. Rex, what do you like?
I like playing with my brothies because they keep me concentrated on one thing so I can really get it to the way that I want it to be.
Good job, Rex. Brighton, can you talk loud and tell us something you like to do for quiet time?
I usually do for quiet time is read, but now I've been doing roller beats a lot, and I've been practicing my lines for the play item.
Cool. And Gabe, do you like doing quiet time in your room? Do you read?
No, I like
What do you do on quiet time?
Ivory, you play with that? Cool.
Okay.
And Ivory likes to color. And so if either of you guys want to share quiet time at your house with some ideas with your kids and just something specific to your family that they like to do. Either one of you guys.
Sure, Jen. So I noticed that when my kids start to have a meltdown, that's when they need to take a little bit of quiet time. And so usually the first thing I say to them when I start to see them get into that mode is take a breath. And you can just take a deep breath, and then they can kind of find their center again. And I find I need to do that with myself as well. If I take some quiet time in the morning and just do some breathing, I kind of focus on my thoughts a little bit, that I am able as a mother to be more patient and be more kind, and I can kind of create a gap in between my thoughts and then my behavior, my reactions. And so in that space, I can choose what I'm going to be doing versus just being so reactive. And so that's really helpful for me not to just lose my cool a lot. Does that help?
Yeah, that's great. Janella, did you have anything you wanted to share with quiet time?
Sure. What do you want me to share about our family quiet times, or?
Yeah, just what you do in your specific family. Share the fingers, because that's what Ivory was getting at.
Okay. Sorry, we're wiggling over here right now. So something that we started doing, because we, like you said, it doesn't come natural for kids to be still and to be quiet. So we have practice quiet time, and my kids, we have a hard time when we go to church, we have a hard time sitting still, and I feel like we can't expect them to be still if they don't practice, if they don't know how to do it. So we do that at home. We hold up fingers, and I make them sit still for 10 full seconds, and I hold up my fingers and I'll slowly, sorry, we are so wiggly. We will, and then I'll slowly put down one finger at a time. And if I hear any noises or if there's any, you know, laughing or lots of wiggling or whatever, then I'll put all my fingers back up and we start over again. And so sometimes it takes us, you know, over a minute to get 10 seconds of quiet, still time. But then by the end of that time, everybody's really calm and it's really quiet and we're able to really focus on whatever we're doing. And it helps them to practice a little bit longer. And as the kids get bigger, we can do longer than 10 seconds. But just having that 10 seconds helps to kind of refocus and get everybody doing it. So yeah, so that's something that we do and we love, the kids love practicing quiet game. And of course the quiet game, we'll play the quiet game all the time, you know, okay, quiet game when we're driving and my car gets really, really loud with 9 people in it, 7 kids. So we play the quiet game and everybody just has to be really still and quiet. So those are just little fun things that we do that helps the kids kind of learn and recognize what it means to be quiet and be still.
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we tried that at our house this week and it's been kind of fun watching everybody. Let's see. Let's go to the next slide. So these are some benefits and from meditation, and Lara was going to share with us some thoughts on this. Go ahead, Lara.
So there's lots of benefits to meditation. Gaining inner peace. You know, you're able to dispel a lot of those negative thoughts that you might be having and any negative energy that you might be having at that time, and it can kind of actually cleanse your mind. You can increase your self-awareness. You can clarify your thoughts, and this allows you to really focus on what you really want and what's important to you, and then you can kind of go out and do that. You can also become grounded and more calm. You know, as you begin to realize what effect everyday life plays on your consciousness, you can learn to be more observant and more level-headed. You can receive inspiration. You know, when you're working on new ideas or problems, meditating can help unlock the solution because you're giving your mind time to come to that. So for kids, for example, they can do this with their homework. So anything that they're studying for, they're trying to learn, you know, they can meditate on their times tables, for example, and that can help them stay in their memory and help them lock that into their long-term memory versus their short-term. It can help with insomnia. Like lots of us have trouble sleeping. One of the causes of insomnia is the constant stimulation of the brain from you know, everything we have going on. We've got all these digital devices and all that kind of thing. So winding down just becomes a little bit harder at the end of the day, but meditation can improve that quality of sleep and help us with that daily mental clutter. And just general happiness. You know, the peace that comes from knowing you're following your own path and you're confident in your choices because you've made those choices based on what's important to you. So if your heart is happy, you know, you can be a positive influence on others, and others will want to be around you, which I find really helpful as a mother. You know, I want my kids to be around me and I want to be that positive person and have that happy influence on them. Does that make sense?
Great, thank you. Can you see this? So one thing that I think is cool is that it says benefits come with regular practice. And I couldn't hear very well, Lara, sorry, with my kids. I love that it needs to be something that kids don't do this naturally. And so we need to help our families do this and do it ourselves as well as an example. So I love that. And that's all that I really felt like if anybody has any other thoughts, I would love to hear them. But we love, you know, doing this class monthly and really focusing on the habit. And thanks for coming and joining us. Did you guys want to say anything else before we go? You good? Okay.
Thanks so much. That's great reminders.
Yeah. Bye.